Guys, we are live. We're back at it here again with Rowan Bowman is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, it's week 12, NFL Pick'em. Rowan, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing well. Glad to be back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I am glad you're here as well. Week 11, insane week for us. My picks did not do as well. How did you do on your picks?
My picks, I started off rough. I missed that Washington one, and then I hit every single afternoon Sunday game. I was on a hot streak, and I missed on the Bengals. But I had my second best week of the season last week. So
Good deal. I saw it. You did hot. You did a lot better than me. So, hey, guys, let's jump right into it. Our first game, Thursday night game, Pittsburgh taking on Cleveland. Who do you have?
Pittsburgh, they had a couple really good wins, a couple quality wins, beating Washington on the road, then beating Baltimore, and Cleveland. They're just bad. I mean, there's not really much to say about them. They're a bad
No,
football team.
stick a fork in them. They're
I don't
done.
think this is going to be a very close game.
There
I
you
think
go.
Pittsburgh will take it.
I agree with you there. I think they're rolling. They're gaining momentum. This is not the time of the year to lose your quarterback. You know, they lost to Deshaun Watson. So, Pittsburgh all the way. I agree with you. So, we got Pittsburgh. Next up, Minnesota taking on the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the Bears bounce back from that kicked field goal. It could be the thing that sparks a, revival within them, or it could be the backbreaker on a already kind of you know, on a teetering season. Uh, I think this game will be close on the road in Chicago. I do think Chicago will play Minnesota close. I do think Minnesota takes it.
Minnesota. You got Minnesota as well. I've got Minnesota as well, too. Caleb Williams, I think he's overrated. I hate to say it. Heisman Trophy winner, number one draft. I'm not sure he's the quite correct answer right now. So we're going to go with Sam Darnold in Minnesota. Right on. Next up, man, I gotta jump on this one. Detroit Lions. They are the number one team, in my honest opinion, in NFL. The Colts do not stand a chance. Detroit will own the Indianapolis Colts. What do you think?
Someone tells me this one might be a game. I don't know. Just got kind of a gut feeling. Maybe
Good,
Indianapolis will give them a few haymakers in there,
maybe.
but I do think Detroit wins this one. I think it's gonna be one of those games where it's kind of close through three quarters and then Detroit pulls away. Uh,
Dan Campbell, baby. Dan Campbell. Right. Good one. Good one. I agree, man. Good job. So next up, the Miami Dolphins take on the New England Patriots.
well, Miami's offense has looked a lot better since Tua got back. I believe they're coming off a loss this week, but
Hey, you just cut out on me. Can you hear me? Rowan,
sorry
can you
about
hear?
that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you hit did you hit mute?
Yeah, hit mute.
All
Sorry,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
We did not hear you for a second there. Good deal. All
Sorry,
right.
ladies and gentlemen. I hit the mute key on my keyboard. Um, it's right there next to backspace. So, um, the Dolphins are, they're coming off a tough loss. That's a tough loss to Arizona last week. New England is a good team. Well, not really, but they have a good quarterback. Um, they should be pretty happy if I'm, in my opinion, with the Patriots of how this season has gone. Drake May has looked very good. You're going to go be able to get a high weapon. You have cap space. I do think Miami takes this one pretty easily. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you. Tua stays healthy. Miami wins this game. This is an offense that needs to. If he goes down, I don't have faith in their backup. I went blank on who the backup is. He's not that spectacular. So Miami's going to win as long as Tua stays healthy. So I agree. Next up, the New York Giants take on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who you got?
You know, while I do believe that, you always have that chance when you put in a new quarterback. Tommy DeVito, I know there's tape on him last year. There's no tape on him in this game. There's always that shot that he comes in there and he wins that first one. That's always a thing that can happen with the backup. However, Tampa Bay is you probably we believe there's a decent chance Mike Evans comes back for this game.
He's he's slated to.
Um, and I kind of view this for Tampa Bay as the get back in the flow of healthiness and blow out a bad team on the road and let's get going. New York, I think, is more important eyes set to Thursday's matchup with the Cowboys, a game that they need to lose very badly. If no, I'm being dead serious. They need to lose that game because they need to go get a high draft pick. But um, I believe Tampa takes this one. I think this is a blowout.
I agree with you there. Baker Mayfield, without his weapons, he's still putting up points. So Tampa Bay is going to beat New York easily. New York is a bad team right now, probably the worst in the NFL. I agree with you. And my goodness, this next one here, this is a tough one for me. It's probably going to be a tough one for you. But the Washington Commanders take on the Dallas Cowboys.
It's not a tough one for me. I actually don't agree with you on the Giants being the worst team in football. I believe it is the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
I
okay.
I I mean, there's almost I have very little to say about this team at this point. The only thing I have to say about this team is Dak Prescott deserves MVP consideration for carrying this roster to 3 wins. This looks like a team under Cooper Rush that could go 0-17. I'm not sure they will win another game. If everything goes right, they will not win another game.
Wow.
They will
What
go get
they
Travis
have a
Hunter.
they have a tough schedule. They have a
They have a tough schedule,
really tough. It does not look good.
and they have a bunch of
You're right.
and they have a bunch of key games against teams like Carolina and New York. They need to lose those games. um,
I'm thinking they'll beat New York, but Commanders have them.
I Commanders are going to run them off the field, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the line is. Take the over on the
It's
Commanders.
10. It's 10 point.
Take it, and run. I'm telling you, this game will not be close.
I I agree with you. Commanders will take Dallas. Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs are no longer undefeated. Take on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina, who are right there with the New York Giants as one of the worst teams in the league.
This Kansas City losing last week, while it was a great game against the Buffalo Bills, was so disappointing because there were so many funny jokes going around about Bryce Young being the man that would save us from the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, so many funny hype videos. I, I don't. This is the type of game where you look at it and I wonder if Carolina might. This might be a 20-21 victory for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but I still think Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, I agree.
They just always find a way to win. So your safe pick, guys, Kansas City Chiefs. Next up, the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. The battle from Houston. And for those of you that don't know, the Tennessee Titans were moved from Houston. They were the Houston Oilers and moved to Tennessee back in the 90s and became the Tennessee Titans. And Houston Texans were a new expansion team several years ago.
Yep. The Oilers not being around is one of the greatest tragedy of in American pro sports, in my opinion. But I watched that game on Monday night. Unfortunately, I watched it, and my takeaway: Houston looks kind of rough.
They do. I think they do.
um, they do not. That game should not have been as close for as long as it was. They have not. I mean, they have not looked great for a minute now. They desperately need a win here. I believe they will get that win, but I keep an eye on the Houston Texans, ladies and gentlemen.
CJ Stroud, he's not having his sophomore season's not as good as his rookie season. So, but you're talking about a very poor Tennessee Titan team that I don't think can stand on the field with Houston. I think Houston's going to take them as well. So, point case, this next one's one of your favorite ones right here coming up. It's your Denver Broncos taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep, I've become a Denver Broncos. I'm supporting another horse adjacent team now, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, the original Dallas Cowboys logo was in fact a cowboy riding a horse. It's a great logo. The Mike McCarthy often wears it on the sideline, but and all the merch with it on it costs about $200. But I picked up my I mean, I don't think this is a close game. I think Denver is a very good team. I think Denver may make the playoffs, and I think Denver takes down a struggling Las Vegas unit.
They are struggling. There is a chance for Vegas to win, but they're playing at home. I think Denver's going to go in there. Sean Payton, Bo, they're going to have it. They're going to have their way with the Las Vegas Raiders. I agree. So straight up, I'm straight down the left side today so far. And this is another crazy one. This one's going to be a decent game to watch too. The Green Bay Packers taking on the San Francisco 49ers in Green Bay.
This is an exciting matchup for me. I'm looking forward to this one. The San Francisco team with their back against the wall against a Green Bay team that, ever since I declared that they were winning the Super Bowl, has not quite lived up to those expectations. um, However, they are coming off a spectacular. I mean, it wasn't a spectacular performance, but it was a spectacular win over over their rival, the Chicago Bears.
Which was a closer game than I expected, honestly.
Yeah, it was one of the. I mean, that's a moment that will go down in that rivalry for a while, and one of maybe the most historic rivalry in division in the NFL. But in Lambeau, I know the 49ers have had the Packers number for a while, but I am going to go with the Green Bay Packers here. I think I like the matchup. I don't believe in San Francisco that much this year. They lost a lot of talent in the offseason. They've lost a lot of talent this year due to injury. I think Green
Purdy's
Bay is better.
questionable.
Purdy's questionable. DJ Moore's not DJ Moore or DK Metcalf. Debo Samuel has been banged up all year. Brandon Ayuk's gone. George Kittle's banged up. I just see this as a Green Bay win.
I, I agree with you here. They're playing at home. San Francisco is not the San Francisco of last year. I mean, there's a lot of faces, new faces on that sideline. Not on the sideline, but on the starting role because of all the injuries to the 49ers. Yeah, Green Bay, they're going to be tough to beat at home. So they are rolling. They've got a good, solid offense. Their defense is stepping up. So I think Green Bay will beat the 49ers as well. Next up, Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. This is the one of the closer Vegas odds of the week.
One of the more
So
exciting matchups, in my opinion.
it's going to be exciting when I would think so too.
The Seattle coming off a phenomenal win against the 49ers. I
That
was sweating that one a little bit.
that one, if I remember reading the stat, the 49ers have owned Seattle for the last number of years. They've beat them quite a bit. So that's a rivalry. That's a West Coast rivalry game.
Yeah, it's an in division West Coast rivalry. It's a fun one too. It's always usually a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Even at a playoff game a couple times in the last few years, if I remember correctly. Of course, Seahawks 49ers playoffs, you think of the Michael Crabtree, Richard Sherman play back in 2013, but what a game that was. But I do have the Seattle Seahawks winning this game against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals continue to look like a solid, well run team, but I do believe Seattle is more ready now. I believe Seattle is the better team right now, and I do believe they take this game.
I agree with you there. I think Seattle got more confidence coming in after the win in San Francisco. So they're playing at home, Arizona. They have not been a good home team, but I still think they're playing better football, so they're getting momentum under them. I think they take Arizona at home. So that's my underdog pick is Seattle over Arizona, and you are with it as well. So, wow. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Los Angeles Rams.
I got the Rams. I got the Los Angeles Rams. I got Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup, Matt Stafford. They're coming off a great win. Well,
Yeah,
not actually, it was not a very impressive
would
win over New England. That one came down to the wire, but that offense did look good. They're starting to get it going. Kyron Williams on a bit of a slump. I believe he will get out of that.
yeah.
But that is just a loaded offense as it has been for a long time. And I believe that they will upset Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football.
Rock on. So you're with the Rams. I've got to stay with the Eagles. I think they're playing in LA, so I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles will beat the Los Angeles Rams. And they're playing back to back Sunday night and Monday night games there in LA. So it's going to be a busy weekend for LA, but this LA team will lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. My prediction. All righty, man. Guys. The game of the freaking week right here to watch. Honest opinion. Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. For those you don't know, both the coaches are brothers, John and Jim Harbaugh. So this is a brothers against brother. This happened a few years ago with them in the Super Bowl. Now they're at it again. Chargers against the Baltimore Ravens. Monday night, 7:15. I'm going to be here streaming that game, guys, so be sure to check it out here as well. And Rowan, I'm going to leave it to you on this one. I'll let you run it first. Who do you thought?
I've got the Baltimore Ravens getting a much needed bounce back win. That was a rough game against Pittsburgh. If you watch that one, that was a. I mean, you cannot lose. You should not be losing to a team when you're the Ravens. You should not be losing to a team that did not score a touchdown. That is unacceptable.
Yeah. Yep.
The
Yep.
Pittsburgh Steelers, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not watch that game, did not score a touchdown
All
and
field
won.
goals.
All field goals, and they won the game.
That hey, I may be wrong, but I think they've done it earlier this season too.
I know Washington did.
I think Pittsburgh did too. I'll have to go back and look, but it seems like they did it earlier in the year from
I
what I
think they
remember.
did too. I think I heard that. But
So,
I think Baltimore is going to come out fired up. I believe I'm not really worried about home field advantage here in this game or the Rams game because it's just never been a factor with these two teams, unfortunately, in SoFi. And I believe Baltimore takes the win.
all right, that is your pick. Okay, you guys ready for it? Hold on your seats because my opinion is defense wins championships, wins you ball games. The Los Angeles Chargers have the top defense in the league right now. They're allowing fewer points than any other team in the league. They will shut down this high powered offense of Baltimore, who's putting up it's both spectrums. So Baltimore's offense puts up a lot of points. Chargers allow a few points. So my money would be on the Los Angeles Chargers to beat Baltimore at SoFi. So there you have it. What do you think, Rowan?
I think it's kind of a this week's going to be a little bit interesting. I feel like we both agree this week on
A lot
mostly
of
the favorites.
them, yeah.
Uh, just doesn't feel like an upset heavy week, which means they'll probably be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
um,
It's gonna be an
but that
interesting week. It'll be a good week though.
it'll be a good week. A lot of good matchups.
Really will. So all right, there you have it, guys. We have our picks in. Hey, be sure get your picks in, comment on this video below. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Rowan, any thoughts on letting everybody go here?
Uh, Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Checking on those live streams, man. They're fun. They're fun to watch.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you being on. Hey, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Later.